Hello. Oh my gosh. I'm feeling kind of shaky. I'm not a big fan of timing myself on readings because I get that anxiety and that pressure and I have to get it done in a certain amount of time. And I just like, ugh. So now I'm going to do this to unwind. I'm just going to throw it out there. We're going to do just kingdom messages and see what happens. And I'm just going to take my sweet ass time with it so I can calm myself down. I also have the chakra deck right here too that I think we're going to pull from as well. And we'll just kind of see what's going on within our energy and what retrograde's really trying to mess up, I guess, right now, huh? There's a lot coming back, and as you're continuing to manifest positive for you in your future, it's really hard to not want to continue taking what you've always had dragging behind you this whole entire time, you know? And so you really have to sit there and consider, is this something that I want to bring forward with me? And as you're acknowledging it, has this been serving me any good? What did I learn from this? What can I learn from this? 111. What is the truth to this lesson that I'm not seeing clearly? There's just huge faith opportunity, which with each trauma, blah, 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 blah. 1, 2, 3 there. With each trauma, there's a huge lesson every single time that you allowed yourself to get hurt. And then you continue to allow yourself to get hurt in the process. So as you continue to load the ferry up here with all of these cars, each car being a new time you felt self-guilt or you felt cold and depressive. This next car coming up the ramp is just anger because it didn't work out in your favor when it could. You're just choosing to not do. And then the ferry goes around across the water there over to the island, and then you have to unload it the same way that you loaded it. You can't just get down to the very, very, very first car. That first car has to wait to be last. So there's a whole bunch of revelations within this loading and unloading that you're trying to get past, and it's just coming back to you because you haven't dealt with that process. You haven't gotten the closure from it. There is still unfinished business. 222. Unfinished business, huh? That's really funny. Huh? An unfinished business reading is what we will be doing, friends. My gosh. 2, 3, 4. I don't know if I even want to hear this myself. I'm struggling myself, y'all. I'm not struggling. It's not like I'm on the struggle bus or something. I'm just, you know, it's like my brain. Maybe you can experience this as well. It's like my brain is this like slime putty. And it's good. It's sitting there. It's just shaking and dancing away as all of this energy is going through it to vibrate it because it's not a true solid, right? And then all of a sudden, there's like these flies that come around of these like negative thoughts or just old twin flame thoughts or new twin flame thoughts because communication has been being made. And it's confusing AF, and I'm not sure which direction I want to move and what this means, and I'm trying to figure all this out, and I'm trying to piece the dots together, but I'm not in control. And as these flies are around, it's like my brain is a frog's tongue, 333, and it goes, and it's like trying to catch all the flies, and then my brain's eating it up when I don't want to be catching the flies. I don't need these emotional snacks. My victim is mine to own. You know, but it's just very, very confusing. And now there's this unfinished business message. And so, you know what, let's just get down. Wow, look at that. 9 of Pentacles. Unfinished business messages between a person who is self-sufficient. Let's see that next card. And a person who doesn't know how to equally give and take. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. That's also 15 Pentacles. So that is that, I mean, this overall worth with this 15 Pentacles will lead us back to that devil energy, right? And if that devil is over here on this side, this is this masculine energy. Look at this. This is this 9, this feminine. We saw that first. The feminine is usually always the one that has to do the sinning first, go through the spiritual awakening first. Okay, this person who doesn't know how to equally give and take is the yang to the yin. Okay, the yin to the yang here. This is this masculine energy too. That's just how he's showing it to me. We also have a positive 5 here refracting a 6. when this is a positive 9, inviting in the 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 to bring in the whole entire royalty of Pentacles. Because if 15 is here overall, then we would have to have the king and the queen and the knights and the pages, the prince and the princess. The whole entire family is over here on this Empress's side. But this masculine here, this unfinished business, doesn't quite understand that that equal give and take is towards himself, to make that yin and that yang equally balance itself out on the back side. Okay, we have to have the back to the front. What is this card here, Lord? You're bringing out this one right here. See? Exactly. We have to take acknowledgement for the front and the back. And what's difficult is that this Empress can clearly do that. She has this omniscient viewpoint, really, of how things ended up on her side. She understands the battle here, but as she is the one who is clearly in her steadiness, standing upright by herself and her worth, she's done the work, she's been through the drama. Here is that masculine, it's stuck in the 5, a negative 5, to be honest, a refracted 5. It's a positive in his eyes because it's his present. But to this Empress, it's negative because he has yet to fully accept himself and have divine union, even though the call is there. The call would have to be there because the Empress is in control. This masculine's divine feminine power is the one that's in control of his flesh. And this is why this equal give and take can't be given, because he is not working with his spirit. He's working against it. And if that flesh is in control, that means that the devil, the Tropic of Capricorn, is there before those true 3s can come in to reflect this 3 cycles of 9 there, to pull it and bring it up to the Tropic of Cancer here. Our ultimate steadiness within our emotions, our cups, our homes, our temples, our kingdoms. So do you see now how not only within themselves are they reproducing this yin and yang in this twin flame mirror, because that's what this is now, versus the yin and the yang of the outer 7-11 energies within their world. And when these two twin flames stand next to each other, that's why it's so difficult, because there's true intentions between both of them that can react and have this eternal flame spark and ignite again. But then that devil, that Tropic of Capricorn energy is too strong on the masculine side, the controlling active energy that acts upon it. And if that is acting out of that flesh, the earth, devil's realm itself, it cannot operate out of the Tropic of Cancer. Do you see how this Empress is just waiting and rising above? And she has to. She's already done the work. Therefore, if she's already done it, then therefore it's Adam's turn. This has also been clearly within our messages this last week. And so now it's just continuing this once more. I can't believe he's bringing it up over and over and over again, but there's a bigger message here that we're clearly leading to. Or Mercury retrograde is just really, really, really being active within this Gemini energy. It's home spot that it's in. I'm also a fellow Gemini myself, so I understand duality, and the fact that I can see energy 818 right there. 818, that's really funny too, because a while ago we had a Sagittarius 5 and 2 energy, and 818 what was there and blocked, and Sagittarius is the opposite of Gemini, so that's going to be that opposite energy reflecting back on the opposite side of Mercury retrograde. Wow, Lord. So see how we're bringing in already this 8 and 8, but then there's 6 and 9 here. So there's inner and outer strength that's blocked by that Chariot, because that masculine cannot move forward yet. This is on the 5D, can't move forward with himself towards this Empress energy, who's clearly able to do it all. But in the 3D, this masculine energy is still reflecting the 5D, while this Empress energy, he has no effing clue, because she's already done the work and she's representing her 5D as well. This yin and yang spectrums right here are completely balanced in one way, but the next way that has to have it is also on the backside, the inside, the divine feminine, which is what he is refusing to accept right now. And once that backside can be represented and balanced, that's where the 4 of Wands comes in. Okay, that's where our 4 of Wands comes in, because we have to have that secure, that steady, and we have to have Adam first, Empress there to back it up again, Empress there to back it up on the backside, and then that masculine once more to completely keep the strength inner and outer of going, right? Yeah. So then if we automatically have 4 of Wands, then we'd have to have 8 of Wands on the inside. But then if we have 8 of Wands on the inside, we also have to have 8 of Wands on the outside. So as something that I am been working on here, this is where this 4 of Wands is going to come in within this Tropic of Capricorn and this Tropic of Cancer as it continues to go in without itself. Also reflecting on the bottom as well, the 8 of Wands here, and then we're going to have 8 of Wands here on the masculine side. We're also going to have 8 of Wands here on the feminine side. But that's just how the masculine's looking at it. What we need to do is remember that on the Empress's side, from the inside out, she's got the opposite view, but it's of the same. It's of the same united flow spectrum. It's from the same eye. It's from the same core. It's from the same root, which is why it's from the same tower. Thank you, Lord. I was wondering where you were getting to with this. It's the same 1 and 5. Luke 12:49 talks about not peace but division, and there's 5 and 1 in one family. However, that 5 and 1 in one family is just that masculine side. We have to have a 5 and 1 for the feminine family, right? So that really gives us 5s, 11, 11. Oh my gosh, 4 of Wands right there, see? So that really gives us 5 and 2, 5 and 2. We have to take personal accountability for the insides and the outsides, the boy and the girl. Which leads me to continuing on this lesson here, I guess. Because this is going to add up to 4, which is 2 here and 2 here. But then this is going to multiply out to 10. So as the spectrum is growing, we have all of these reflections on the clock to continue this folding in this process. And what's going to happen is that whatever was still gained there is going to be there because that's part of the past. But we have to be able to sever ourselves from it and continue the reproducing on, to continue the death cycles, the 13 cycles over and over and over, which is exactly where that is, isn't that? 9 of 4s, that's 13 right there. Which leads me back to 4 itself, 13, 12, 11 there. 13, 1 and 3 is that 4, that overall emperor energy. The electron always belongs to the atom, but the atom has to always belong to the electron too. And this is where a lot of the time Adams and Eves on our 3D planet don't understand that they only have certain people that they can attract to and how they attract to. And when there's low vibes, when a person's not able to give it to themselves, they're not going to be able to have the equal balance on the inside and the outside, right? And to have the victory overall, which is that sun's current. The moon has to come from the sun, but the moon also has to bring back that energy to the sun itself. You have 9 of Pentacles there, 6 of Pentacles. Shut up. That Emperor is right behind that 6 of Pentacles. You are joking me, Lord. Confirming that masculine energy that whole entire time. And it already started from the masculine. Now it's just this negative Emperor's viewpoint that needs to be transmuted and reconfigured here. What's this? 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands in the negative, because that 4 of Wands is really what's negatively pulling this masculine down to that Tropic of Capricorn. This Tropic of Capricorn is holding him down from the true views of setting himself straight to be self-sufficient and worthy alone by himself, just as the Empress has done on the opposite side of this, you know, 2 pyramided star. No matter how much time and space gets in between them, they are still destined to be together. The sun is there, the 6 of Wands is there. That's victory, victory, victory. If 6 of Wands is there and when 6 is here, that's 6 and 6, and then that 9, that's still that Empress taking over. We have 6 there and 6 there. We have that -5 again one more time. We have that -5 one more time. This masculine has yet to really come into union. That sun is there. Well, this is why. Look at this masculine is stuck in his own communication. But the Lord's God is back. The Lord's going to help him decide. He already says, look, it's you, my child. You're no longer going to belong to the devil. I'm just trying to get you home right now. Look at 6 of Wands there and 6 of 4s. 1 and 4 is that temperance energy, that Sagittarius. The backwards to the Gemini, which is right here. The inner and outer nervous system of how this divine united human being, the spirit, trafficked inside of this flesh right here. Oh my gosh, Lord, this is so yummy today, you guys. This is so yummy. this whole entire Sagittarius energy here within this Temperance, this in Psalm 119 goes back to the Samek, the electrical prop, the nervous system of the red and the blue, the ascension and the descension, the masculine and the feminine powers. And look at, they're both right there. They've been right there since the very beginning, the feminine and the masculine with that 6 and that 9. That 6 and that 9 reflected is that Tropic of Cancer. It's just 2 9s right now because they're upside down in that masculine energy. Once that masculine energy can pull away, he's going to have the victory and see his worth and be able to have everything, that 6 and that 9 there. 6 of 4s is 2 of 4s. 4 plus 2 is 6. It's all leading back to this lover's decision, but it's 4. It's this masculine decision. The time is now. The time is now, I just heard. Unfinished business. 6 of Wands here, afraid that they're not going to have the communication to talk. Page of Wands, my goodness, look at that. And the Fool right there underneath the Emperor. That is twice now that I've talked about that card as it was pulling out. That there's means to move forward and apologize. And no matter what has happened, Empress, to this Emperor, she's like, okay, I'm still ready to talk. I'm still ready to invest. I don't care what you did. You just need to learn how to treat yourself better, and I can help you with that. This Lover's card here, 5 of 2s. You are joking me. 5 loves and 2 fish, and there's mental anxiety. The Hermit is there, that isolating energy. This is why this intimidation is here and the anxiety that this masculine feels. The time is now. And if God is here, Jesus has got to be there, because Jesus was sent by the Father here. And as soon as he accepts Jesus, he's going to accept the Father and all of this equal give and take that comes with it. Okay, 15 of Pentacles also leads us to that overall 6 of Pentacles. So look at that. That is so beautiful how that will rewind. That Wheel of Fortune. It can't move forward in the favor yet. But look at, Jesus is already getting in the driver's seat. This Emperor is really feeling, okay, look, the time is now. The time is now with that Ace of Pentacles. Let's see here. Let's pull this Emperor chakras. Let's see. My gosh, Lord. This masculine is just going through it, man. He's having such a hard time. He's very surprised at how loving and calm and caring and kind that she can be. He sees her as very independent. He sees her as ultimate victory and wish fulfillment, but he has a hard time seeing the worth within himself. He doesn't understand how this Empress could be so divinely guided and equally giving and taking to him. He can't understand how everything that he's ever done to her, and she's still willing to put up the fight. That's why there's so much mental strife there. But it's all worth. It all belongs to him. It all belongs to him, and he just doesn't see that quite yet because of the devil's illusion in front of this Emperor's third eye. I mean, the sun is there. We see this feminine energy, the moon. Moon is going to be 1 and 8, lead us back to that 9, which is right there overall. It's just on the backside. We just aren't paying attention to it, but we have to be aware of it. So the sun and moon is there. So there's the star. The star has to come first, and the star has to be accepted on the inside before it can be accepted on the outside. To move this like masculine's crown within this yin and yang's favor. However, within that crown comes all of that negative judgment that this Emperor is also fearful to take. All right, Lord, let's do this Emperor here. This Emperor's chakras. Whoa. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, his heart chakra here completely taken over, which is exactly what that Tropic of Cancer would be, right? That 4 of Wands card is that overall feeling of security and stability because of that overall control that the Emperor brings. But this Emperor must come home to himself first. This is 11 of Wands. 11, that's 4 of Wands still. To take over the control right here as the overall eye, the overall Fool, the overall wand itself, the overall eternal flame. Look at, this is why this Empress is so important to this Emperor. This is why he has a hard time not being able to give and take to her, because he has a hard time doing it to himself. He continues to feed his heart grief instead of growth, but the options are both there. That grief can be looked at this positive mindset within this emotional flow. When right now, this is what makes this masculine heavy. This grief is really just love that has nowhere to go. But this masculine is feeling grief over his true self, and this masculine is feeling grief over the Empress. But could you imagine if that grief wasn't there anymore? And this masculine would just go through and experience this growth only. And who's going to water it? The moon, the emotions, the way that this masculine can feel about himself, which is why he really has to hunker down and decide that, you know what, I can't do it alone. Shut up, Lord. 3 of Wands there. Okay, look at, there it is. There's the moon right there. We already knew that the moon was around. Now it's clear. But look at how many times we had to divide that in order to find that peace that Jesus could bring within that growth. And that 10 of Cups is right here too. 10 of Cups, that King of Pentacles there. Yep, this masculine just needs to understand that the grief is there because he's allowing it to be there. And when he decides, you know what, I don't want to be grieving anymore. I have so much room in my heart for more goodness, more equal give and take, more growth, because that sunlight is there. So this photosynthesis of the heart needs to happen before he can allow anything more good to come in. That harvest. Okay, that's beautiful. Jehovah, let's do this feminine, this Empress's energy. That one there. Empress's energy, Lord. Thank you. Okay. So we'll do this card first. Yeah, look at this. 2112, as I looked up there, that world reflecting that hanged man energy. This chakra here brings in that feminine powerhouse when this masculine is still blocked by his soul's nucleus, the heart itself. But this side of this Empress energy is what needs to come in for this masculine to open up and accept. From this feminine's energy, this belongs to the masculine. The masculine has a lot of truth that he needs to say to himself, and this communication is going to be bittersweet. It's going to be these intense crying spells for 5 to 10 minutes because we just have to get through the sour bites of our pie, but we have to accept the whole entire pie. This is also belonging to the Empress's energy because she knows, she can feel the push and pull of this masculine's heart and coming in to talk. And she also has this fear, a little bit of fear. I mean, we did see 5 of 2s over here with her energy as well. Okay, this is definitely mirrored. It would have to be 2211. Thank you, Lord, because it's twin flame mirroring here going on from the outside in, but also the inside in. This feminine is still worried that the time will not be now for this masculine 2222, that he will not choose to listen to her and the truth that she has to say in order for them to grow mutually as well. The desire for them to grow together is here. They just have to get through the hard parts first, and that's accepting and acknowledging the path that they both need to take. Yeah, look at this. This is only going to mirror once more. This is that sacral chakra. This is how the feminine can feel about herself. And that's that self-worth. There's that throne of grace. It's been hers from the get-go. Now, as it's being mirrored from the inside out, this masculine is having a hard time accepting how worthy he is. He doesn't even accept himself. That's why that grief is also there. He has a hard time understanding why that Empress wants him and sees him as worthy. I mean, we already brought that up. And this Emperor also doesn't understand the love of Jesus Christ yet and this self-worth and self-forgiveness, but it's there and it's coming alive within this activation. Heart is here, and we have to have 2 by 2 as this arc is loaded, which would bring in that sacral chakra. 2 by 2 from the heart is the third eye, but that throat is already there in the back door waiting to come up so things can be said, and all that's going to be left to gain is good within that potential energy there. It'll come back to what it was because God said so, and he has that overall current, Jehovah Elohim himself. Let's see here, the bottom of the deck. Look at that. They both mutually have been tricked by the double, that Tropic of Capricorn. But what's going to happen is that energy, that hermit energy, to drive that wheel forward, that Empress's love through the mirroring of self-worth, through the communication that can happen. If the moon is there, the nighttime is there, and the dreams are there too. We see the wheels. We see these visions moving forward within this wish fulfillment because that 6 moving to that 9, right? Well, once that grief can be taken out and the growth comes, they're going to see why, and that trickery will no longer be there. It'll be present and it'll be removed, and we will still only have that growth. They will still only be able to open up their heart chakras from the inside out, the photosynthesis of the heart. This is what was always destined to happen within this unfinished business. I love that so much. Lord, let's just wrap it up with our last tarot deck here. Let's see. I don't feel a release yet. And I I don't like to leave readings like that. Lord, based off of these mutual mirroring chakras here, and I mean, this is all moving forward as this burps continue to come by way of the heart. Lord, what for this unfinished business here in this Empress versus Emperor energy, this inside outside, with this overall growth and photosynthesis of the heart message. Future messages, what is to come? Four of Swords. So there's two cards there, but hang on. This Four of Swords in the negative is really funny because we've been talking about that Four of Wands. Well, Four of Swords is a mutual mental clarity. It's getting on the same page, putting a death to the end of everything finally. But if this is a negative Four of Swords, I see a positive Eight of Wands. There has to be mutual communication between these two twin flames before the mental clarity can come in and the past can die off, that grief that they both mutually have for each other, to be able to replace it with that growth. That is beautiful. Let's see what this card is. The High Priestess. Shut up, Lord. I love it so much. This also reflects and confirms back to our twin flame messages again this week. And this magician really trying to come home and invite his High Priestess in. But she's still just waiting there. She's still just waiting there. It's like they just need to continue this communication before it can really rise above and be said. It's like ripping the band-aid off, and they both just need to pull each other's band-aids. Bottom of the deck here. Page of Wands. They both just need to pull each other's band-aids. There's all this fear for no reason, but that is the only way the devil, the Tropic of Capricorn, can continue to hold these twin flames down. The power otherwise is too great. We saw that. We would not have seen Jesus and God both in there. King of Wands. My gosh. Yep, look at that. Yep, this page of this Four of Swords, that High Priestess card, this Page of Wands, and then this King of Wands. It's his intuition that's having a hard time becoming secure and stable, but it will. Nine of Cups. Oh my gosh, I have to go now because this confirms this other card as well. That self-love club is coming, and the more that the Empress can mirror this Emperor, it only continues to call him home for good. Last card, Eight of Wands. You are joking me, Lord. Oh my God. Oh my God. See? Love you.